Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding General, 1st Marine Aircraft Wing, Major General Thomas D. Weidley, welcome to the Change of Command ceremony, where Major General Weidley will relinquish command to Brigadier General McPhillips. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation given by Commander Paul S. Tremblay, Chaplain Corps, United States Navy.
Luke 12:48 reads, "From everyone who has been given much, much will be demanded. And from the one who has been entrusted with much, much will be asked."
Present-day parades in the Marine Corps have their basis in both history and tradition. The mass formation of troops on one long line at close interval made possible the massing of firepower from muzzle-loaded muskets of the past. The adjutant forms the line of battle, and in those early days, that line consisted of 2 or 3 ranks, much like the parade formation you will see today. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the March On of the Colors and remain standing for the playing of the Japanese and American national anthem. Transferring the colors during the ceremony symbolizes the relinquishing of command by Major General Weidley, and by accepting the colors, Brigadier General McPhillips accepts command and confirms his total commitment to the Marines and sailors that he will command. Sergeant Major Pritchard is delivering the colors to the Commanding General. From Commandant of the Marine Corps to Major General Thomas D. Weidley, effective 0900, 25 June 2019. You stand relieved from your duties as the Commanding General, 1st Marine Aircraft Wing, and are directed to report for duty as a J-5 U.S. Forces Korea. Signed, Robert B. Neller, General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps.
アメリカ海兵隊総司令官よりトーマス・D・ワイドリー少将へ、2019年6月25日午前9時をもってあなたは第1海兵航空団司令官の任を解かれ、在韓米軍 J5 への移動を命ずる。署名ロバート・ B ・ネラー、アメリカ海兵隊大将、アメリカ海兵隊司令官。
From Commandant of the Marine Corps to Brigadier General Christopher A. McPhillips, effective 0900, 25 June 2019. You stand detached from your present station and are directed to report for duty as the Commanding General, 1st Marine Aircraft Wing. Signed, Robert B. Neller, General, United States Marine Corps, Commandant of the Marine Corps.
アメリカ海兵隊総司令官よりクリストファー・ A ・マクフィリップス准将へ、2019年6月25日午前9時をもってあなたは現在の任務を解かれ、第1海兵航空団の司令官として任務に就くことを命ずる。署名ロバート・ B ・ネラー、アメリカ海兵隊大将、アメリカ海兵隊司令官。
Good morning. I got the long cord today, so it's a little different. But again, good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu, our Japanese friends. Welcome to the change of command ceremony for our 1st Marine Aircraft Wing. General Clarity, sir, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be here with us. You would say that that's your appointed place and time of duty, but we certainly appreciate how busy you are and that you could be here with us today. And we're sorry that Allison couldn't make it. We look forward to seeing her again in the future. To all of our U.S. leaders, Japanese leaders, Filipino leaders, military and civilian, thank you all for attending today. To all of our First Mall warriors and their families and friends and families thereof, again, welcome today. I think there was 3 significant things about the 25th of January that I had to remember about today. One was, obviously, it was the change of command ceremony for First Mall. It's also the start of the Korean conflict 79 years ago on this day in 1950. That's obviously significant for what we do here in First Mall and in my next assignment. And it was also the birth of my wife. So I'm forced to remember that day as well. So again, happy birthday, love. I had a nice formation put together for you in part of it. I'd like to thank the band, Staff Sergeants Miller and Andrews, always do fantastic work. What you may have not have noticed is that intertwined in some of the selections they played today were a number of songs from 1941. 1941, obviously, the birth of the 1st Marine Aircraft Wing on July 7th. So, the 3MEF band always sounds tremendous. Their professionalism, their excellence, their musicality, always top-notch. So please join me in a round of applause for the band. Again, I want to say thank you to my family, Mac, Zoe, and Lexi. You make your mom and I more proud of you each and every day. Thanks for all you do. I know you serve just like I serve, and I appreciate your sacrifices always. Jill, you're the center of gravity of our family. Thank you again for all you do. You keep everybody aligned. You keep everything on schedule. There is no finer Marine spouse, and I love you for everything that you do. And your efforts in regards to taking care of spouses, helping spouses, making spouses more resilient and able to deal with the military lifestyle has been absolutely phenomenal. Sakura Seminar, the Essentials Seminar, your work with OLS, it just goes on and on. So thank you for all you do. I love you all. I was very fortunate to have 3 MEF commanders during my tour in First Mall, 3 tremendous leaders, General Nicholson, General Smith, and now General Clarity, each one of them allowing me enough rope to execute their guidance and intent, but not allowing me enough rope to create a noose. So again, sir, I appreciate that on behalf of your 2 predecessors. Thank you for that. I've also been fortunate enough to have my extended family support me throughout, and that's Sumo Celine, Crash Euler, Sergeant Major Pritchard, who again is responsible for what you see in front of you here today, Command Master Chief Blunt, Chim Dockery, my first chief, Stab Eye Robbins out in front of you there today, and my entire front office team over the 2 years, absolutely phenomenal in taking care of me, taking care of Jill and I, and taking care of this wing, quite frankly. Also had the great fortune of serving with some great MSC commanders, General Timberlake, General Journey, General Conley, General Ventlow, and General Rock. Yes, Rock, and I consider you one of my MSC cohorts. You've done fantastic work enabling the wing and allowing us to support you in your endeavors as well. I've also been backstopped by 5 of the greatest MAG commanders that were ever created. Cut Patton, Beast Lightfoot, Duck Doty, Rosie Palmer, and Harpo Harp just did absolutely phenomenal work over the last 2 years in executing my intent, taking care of their Marines and sailors, and executing the mission. There is none finer, I guarantee you. The efforts and accomplishments of the wing are wide and varied. I could stand up here for a number of hours going on about the great work that they do, but you would all be completely soaked if you aren't already, and we want to continue to move things forward. But we've flown thousands, hundreds of thousands of flight hours. We've executed over 160 theater security cooperation exercises and rehearsals over the last 2 years, generated countless sorties, increased readiness exponentially, and most importantly, we've been prepared to answer the call if and when that call would ever come. And the steadfast dedication and devotion of the Marines you see in front of you and the other 9,000 or so that make up 1st Marine Aircraft Wing has been absolutely phenomenal. And again, I could not be more proud to be associated with this elite warrior class. You know, the Indo-Pacific is an interesting place. There's lots of challenges and opportunities that are created and enabled by our allies, our partners, and our adversaries. And for decades, the environment out here has ebbed and flowed over time like a sine wave of stability, tension, crisis, combat, natural disaster. And throughout all that, First Mall was created back in 1941 to reduce the amplitude, if you will, of that sine wave, right? Always ready to respond, ready to go at a moment's notice. Conflict after conflict, crisis after crisis, disaster after disaster, First Mall has been here, been a stalwart, a stable of peace and stability in this region, and answering the call when our nation is called, and answering the call when our allies and partners have called. And that virtuous effort continues today with the Marines you see in front of you here and those that they represent. Make no mistake, much like the environment you see directly to your front, there are storm clouds forming on the horizon, okay? We see it, our allies, the military folks of our allies see it, and only together we're going to be able to weather that storm. And know always that First Mall will be here. They will be ready to go at a moment's notice when called. Okay. It's been my absolute honor and privilege to be associated with First Mall, to be the commanding general of this elite warrior class. I can't tell you how rewarding these last 2 years have been. There is no more noble effort than to serve our country and corps, forward stationed, manning the watch in the Pacific, ready to fight or provide assistance if needed. These warriors are part of an elite fight club, if you will, well advanced in aviation warfighting thought and fitness and in skill. I remain convinced that there is no more ready, no more lethal, no more rehearsed combat wing on this planet than those that you see in front of you and those that they represent. I salute each and every one of you, every sailor, every Marine, every civilian Marine that stands in our ranks. Again, there are none finer, none finer. Remain skilled, smart, and strong, and always, always, focus on fighting and winning. We have no other reason to exist. Again, I stand in honor of all of you associated with First Mall. It's been an honor and a privilege to serve alongside. With the greatest respect and admiration, I absolutely remain Semper Fidelis to you. There is no greater team that's ready to deal with the weather that's coming on the horizon than the McPhillips is. Candace and Chris are a tremendous team, and you've got multiple years of experience in this AOR, and I know you're absolutely ready for the task at hand. So McFly, without any further ado, I'll get to be the first one to introduce the new Commanding General of 1st Marine Aircraft Wing, Chris McPhillips.
Thanks, sir. Thank you, sir, very much. Good morning and Ohio gozaimasu. General Clarity, thank you for coming this morning. Admirals, general officers that came this morning, thank you very much. Thank you to our Japanese partners that came. I know many of you, and I know how far you came to come. Thank you very much. And for the officers and families that traveled from faraway places, I'd like to say thank you for coming. It means a lot to us. I'd like to thank my sister who flew in from Washington State. It's not easy to get to Okinawa, and a very good friend and former F-18 pilot Brant Bond, who flew in from Florida for this. So thank you very much for coming. I'm going to keep this short because I know it's turning into a steam bath here, so I'm just going to say thank you. I'm going to say thank you to the 3MEF band. I've seen you perform dozens of times now in the 3 years that I've been here, and you're always magnificent, so thank you very much. And to the Marines that represent 1st MAW out here in the hangar, thank you for all the hard work. You looked magnificent this morning. It sounded even better in this hangar, and I appreciate all the time and effort you put into this, so thank you. I look forward to serving with you in the future, and I'm absolutely humbled and privileged to be here, so thank you very much. I'd like to thank my wife, Candace, and my daughter, Lexi. I think I was trying to count on the way here this morning. In the last 4 years, we have moved 6 times. At least our household goods have moved somewhere 6 times. So, and I know that's a tremendous burden on you, and I love you very much. Thank you for putting up with all that, and thank you for allowing me to continue to serve here in Okinawa for the next couple of years. So thank you very much for that. I love you very much. Finally, sir, I would just like to end with a note that I plan to continue all the hard work that General Weidley and his team have put in to 1st MAW and continuing the relationship with our friends, our partners, and our allies here in Japan and our work abroad. He hit it on the head when he said our job is to fight and win, and I have no intention of changing any of that. So good morning. Thank you very much for coming. I appreciate it, and I'm just humbled to be here, so thank you very much.
In lieu of flowers to Mrs. Weidley, a contribution has been made to the Semper Fi Fund on her behalf. Also in lieu of flowers to Mrs. McPhillips, a contribution has been made to the Navy and Marine Corps Relief Society on her behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the retiring of the colors and remain standing for Anchors Aweigh, the Marines hymn. Marines are reminded to sing the first verse of the Marines hymn when played by the band. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony.